go live. Let's hope this works. All right, it says I'm live here. I'm live here. And I am live here. Okay, give me just a second, of course. Okay, go live. Now, why is this thing short like this? Okay, how do I turn this? There we go. Now I can see me. All right, I'm here. All right, Islam. We are here. We are here for 30 minutes, more or less. I am Sister Tahita S. Najiola L. What did I just do? Of CalifaMedia.com, mrcicharities.org and com, riseofthemoorish.org and com, and certifiedmoorish.org and com. And I am here for my weekly, strongly checking in session with the Moors, letting y'all know what I've been up to, because I'm always up to something. And, maybe spark some ideas in you. And, hey, you can reach out and assist with what I got going on, or be like, hey, can you put the word out to get some assistance with what I got going on? Unity is key, that kind of thing. Hi, so today is Friday. What is this? Wow, November is over already. So today is Friday, November 20. Oh, I got to go pay my bill, my cable credit card bill, 28th. All right, 2025. The year is ending quickly and a lot is going on. Oh, hello to those on YouTube, those on Instagram, those on TikTok, and of course to those who will see this later. Islam. I'm going to try something new because I don't get on TikTok live that much, but somebody suggested I do it. So I'm going to give it a shot. So first, please absolve me for being 30 minutes late. I was looking for my goodie bag. I don't know if y'all do that stuff where you know where something is and you know where it should be. So you just can't let it go. So 30 minutes after I started looking for it, I had to give it up and do my best to make another goodie bag so I can show y'all what I got going on. All right. So as far as the news, I'm going to give people a chance to get up in here. Islam to y'all again. Thank you for joining. So this week, I like to make little headlines for the news articles I want to cover, or the news headlines, not whole articles. Maybe not now. That I want to cover are no more pro. All right, as in no more professionals. What's the other one? Because I have my notes, because why? I respect your time. So no more pro, Somali fraud, and Afghani gone. All right. But before I get started on those, let me give y'all a few announcements. First, it's Friday. I'm going to start with that first. Do some charity work. It's Friday, and you are supposed to attend your meetings as best as you can, right? If you do not have a meeting to attend, you can attend the meeting that I will be attending, because I also don't have meetings or anywhere to go because I live out in the middle of nowhere with no Moors ready access to Moors. So you do the best you can, right? So Friday nights at 7 p.m. Mountain, and now that daylight standard time is kicked in, what is it? 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central. Moorish Hall of Learning has virtual temple, if you would like, or a virtual study group. They're not officially a temple yet, but they're well on their way. And if you want to join, if you want to collab with some Moors, we have amazing discussions. I'm so glad the Moor records them. So if you need some Moors to chop it up with, to decompress from your week of being the sane one in the insane asylum, you are welcome to join. And you can access that by either going to certifiedmoorish.org/temple finder, or look at the menu, it's right there, or you can go on their site at moorishhalloflearning.com, and you can get right up in there. It's a Zoom class, free, no charge, all that good stuff. So that's that. Also, we have a Saturday film study coming up, and shame on me, it escapes my mind right now what it's about. But it'll be posted many places, including CalifaMedia.com and riseofthemoors.org, because that's like the social center. That's what, at least with me, I use the Rise of the Moors. In addition to trying to correct some narratives, I use that platform as a social center for the Moors, because we're supposed to be divine and national, but Moors got to have some fun too. So if you want to see all the images from our meetups, we've had numerous meetups. all the recordings, all the pictures, and all that good stuff. They're all on riseofthemoors.org/meetup. And like I said, yeah, you can find all the any links I mentioned. You can find them on all those sites because they all connect together. All right. So wow, it's a bunch of people up in here. Thank you for joining. Please excuse me if I don't say or anything because I'm still getting used to TikTok. Thank you all for joining. I really appreciate that. Yeah, let me get through these announcements real quick while other people are coming in. New service on my website. Well, there's two websites. It's Califa Media. That's the overarching brand. And then there's .com. That's where you find all the detailed information on everything. And then the shop, the actual shop, because the website wasn't enough to hold the information and the products, right? So the shop is califamedia.works. And if you're on TikTok, you should be able to see the shop is on TikTok as well, right? Or Google it. It's been up. I just did the math today. The shop has been there for or the site, Califa Media, has been online for 10 years. So it should be populated, very easy to find. But like I said, if you're here on, I wonder if I can do this on Instagram too, because I'm trying to do some stuff, right? I'm trying to fund the movement and it's working. I told Allah I will build a company in your name and enslave myself to it rather than enslave myself to the colonial corporations. So this is, if I'm not begging, I'm not being greedy. This is being a merchant, a merchant, right? That kind of thing. So anyway, back to my services. So califamedia.work has, among other services, I just opened up a new category, the print shop. All right. I guess I can start talking about that too. So I put out books, if you haven't heard. CalifaMedia.com started out as a publishing company and is moving into other stuff because I found the need for things right? I couldn't find it. So I made it. I didn't make this. Another Moorish, shout out to Sheldon Dale. He designed this, but he gave it to me and I posted it somewhere. I'm not going to say where because he's trying to take over marketing it. I'll let y'all know whenever he lets me know where it is now. But yeah, I couldn't find a shirt. And this is one of his designs that I put up in one of my shops because I wanted a Moorish shirt, right? I couldn't find no buttons. So I made some buttons because I have a button maker, that kind of thing. Actually, I could find buttons. I found them at Louderers, who is, first of all, they sell medallions that have the Shriners insignia on the back. So you're a Moor walking around with an insignia that represents cutting off the Moorish woman's head, which is why I made my own. And that's why I'm mad that I couldn't find my goodie bag because it had my medallion up in it. That's just messed up. So anyway, I think if you on, let me see. If you're on, is it on here? Yep, there it is. Can I pin that? Oh, there it is. So yeah, if you're on there, that's the medallion. And that's actually what it looks like. It comes with a ribbon. It's two-sided, right? I wish I had it with me. This is messed up. But I got some other stuff with me. And I should mention 20% of everything that I collect. I'm not going to say sell because of how my business is or the business I manage. See how I'm being careful how I speak? I always act as if I'm being recorded. So anyway, the business that I manage, all of the revenue that's collected from its activities, I don't sell anything, right? 20% of it goes directly to the charity I set up because I couldn't find a Moorish charity and some Moors needed some help. And it was like, well, rather than having everybody put all their money in my bank account, which looks extremely sus, and I don't want to be caught up because it's all in my personal account. So I set up a charity and there it is. It's still there to this day. It's so funny. It was set up to get properties, right? Because charities can claim distressed properties. I know I'm all over the place. But right around the time we set it up, because it was me and some other Moors, right around the time we set it up, the rise of the Moors, the ones that's locked up now, had gotten locked up. So by the time they, no, my fault. Let me back that up. They had gotten locked up. It was going through its motions. And then by the time the charities got set up, I think a couple weeks later, the rise of the Moors had been granted bail after like a year and a half. It might have been a year and a half, but they had been granted bail right around the time the charity got set up. So guess what we did? First thing we did with the charity. All right. And then they started talking smack about us when we got them out of jail. It was very successful. We raised they was some lowball number if y'all don't know the story, and for Jamal, and we raised all of it in less than 24 hours because there was a charity set up already. It was great, and his thanks, he got out of jail and started talking smack about the Moors. And I'm just like, yeah, I'm gonna get that. I'm gonna get you. You don't deserve to be rising the Moors how you acting. I'm gonna get that. I'm gonna get that. And I just let it go. Fast forward another year and a half. You can find the whole story at riseofthemoors.org. I'll leave it like that. I didn't seek vengeance. I just thought it was messed up, and I just put out some vibrations, and they resonated with somebody or something. So anyway, let me get back to my notes. Don't forget to visit the print shop, right? Where I will help you. If you have a book, it's the print shop part. I will help you put out a book. Okay. This is, I'm just going to go on into it while I'm talking about it. Let me pen this. Which one is this? I have one copy of this left if it's even in here. This is the, what is this? Mysteries of the Silent Brotherhood of the East. All right. If it's not on here, I do have it. I have one copy left. And then if you want it, you'll have to wait to get it. But you can get it anywhere. I just have it in shop. I got one copy left. And I also have, do I have it on here? I think I only have one of these left too. This is a 1926 edition of the Holy Quran for the Moorish Holy Temple of Science. This is the edition. It's the same book, but this is the one that has the actual entitlement of the Holy Temple of Science. It was put out before the temple was renamed as the Moorish Science Temple of America. That's why it looks like this. And you can get it in paperback, and you can also get it in, I know I got it this up here. All right, cool. You can also get it in hardcover. Okay. In shop, online. But if you order it in shop, I'll put other stuff in there with it, right? I don't just send you the package. I'm not Amazon where I just give you your stuff. You get the Moorish treatment with me, right? Because I want to make sure you want to come back because you got such good service. I'm like real big into customer service, all right? And then, again, we don't have no stuff. And Amor was talking to me about something for the children. Or we were talking and it came up, what's up with the children? We need something for them. So I don't know why this thing is saying low stock. Oh, I got to unpin stuff. Yeah, forgive me. I'm trying to figure out how to use this. How do I unpin stuff? I don't know. Give me a second, y'all. I'm trying to unpin. There we go. It's a button right there that says unpin. Because of course there is. It's usually that simple. So anyway, here is the, okay, pin. There we go. Okay. This book is chronicle. It started out as a picture book to encourage our children to look more into their own culture, right? Despite what everybody who bites off us incessantly, constantly, and reliably, right? Even though we don't have no culture, we're the most copied people on the planet. So to make sure our children know, yeah, we're about more than what people celebrate because they just celebrate us entertaining. We actually have a history, right? Amor Cujo Adwell Grand Sheep collected some pictures and just sent me the pictures, which meant I had to go on a mystical journey to find the sources. And you know how that is. You go to the library, you look up a call number, and you go looking for one book on the shelf, and you come across some other stuff. That's how you end up walking out with 10 when you only came for one. So that's how it came out to be, from 50 pictures to, yeah, it's a whole book. And this is colors. Full, can I get that in there? Full color, right? Oh, yeah, this is hard because I'm on a computer because I'm trying something. Full color. Oh, this is dope. It's showing on all three screens. This is dope. And I put this together because I want children to know, and adults, because I'm like the prophet. When he said children, he was talking to everybody, not sunning you, not trying to call you beneath him. Children as in me. I don't know what the prophet meant. I'm going to say what I mean. What would the world be? Look at how children are treated. They're expected to be taken care of, and so they are. Let me turn this heat down off. They expect certain things, and so they're taken care of, right? If you see a lost child on the street or a hungry child, ain't no question. usually with most people, especially with our people, ain't no question what's about to happen. You're about to like find out what's going on. How can I help you? Do you need some help? Who do I need to contact on your behalf? Why does that have to stop because we become adults? So when I say children, I'm talking to everybody, right? So anyway, I want the children, everybody, to know what actual literary work I'm trying to get this into the screen. Oh, this is crazy how it's working out. It's like showing right on all three screens, right? So each chapter has end notes, right? So you can see how they're supposed to look, what it looks like when somebody respects your time. And then of course at the end, I have a reference section that goes deeper. It collects all the end notes into one group, that kind of thing. These are mini courses. And of course, it's a turban book, right? Can't just show you all of these amazing pictures of our people in turbans, right? I gotta go. This was funny. Yeah, that's a dragon. When they talk about the dragon stealing the princesses, that's the dragon they were talking about. Anywho, in addition to telling you all that stuff, breaks down the prophet's turban as best as possible, but I might have to come out with a part 2. And I actually reached out to other Moors, not just books. I did do books, but I actually reached out to Moors who have books that I don't have, and that in here too. But of course, we had to put in how to tie your Moorish turban. Isn't she pretty? And that sister, I cannot remember the name of the store, but it's in the book. Isn't it here? Empressturbans.com. Okay. So, hey, isn't she pretty? Yeah. So, and she has 2 lessons in here on how to tie 2 different forms of turbans. And then there's another lesson in here on how to tie the Saracen, the son of Sarah's turban. So that's that book. I'm not going to hold y'all too long. Of course, only exclusively only available at Califa Media, because I got tired of the colonizers making more off this than me. Isonomy, of course. You can only get this through Califa Media now, right? It is also available. You can get it discounted as a bulk item if you order it with anything else in the store that's also discounted because it's a bulk item. And I think bulk is buy 5 things and you get you get a nice little discount because all of them are different. And of course, also have now exclusively, through Califa Media, okay, the torch. All right. And yes, I designed that cover. That's me. All right. That's me. Right. I designed that cover. Yes, that's me. Why do I bring that up? Yes, I designed these covers. Okay. It's not just no mess. Because I'm proud of who I am. Right. And when I put stuff out, I know others are going to be judging us like they are, because they can't keep that. They're obsessed with us. All right. The whole world is obsessed with us. Some young person asked me today, like, what is going on? Do they think we're God? Yes, they do. And that's also why they hate our guts. All right. So yes, young man, you're on the right track, right? You can sit next to me, that kind of thing. I designed this cover using the original cover design. This is like my first early attempts. It's like one of the first books I put out. Design those covers. Why do I bring that up? And of course, design this. It's not just the picture you got to do. You have to get this ready to look like that and make sure it wraps around correctly, right? It's called layout. I bring that up because the print shop is now available. So if you want your book put out, if you have a manuscript you want done, I'll help you do that. I am not doing any editing. I'm not doing any what's that called? Proofreading. AI can do that for you. All right. My job is to make it where it fits into the printer correctly. And when they cut it, everything lines up correctly. That kind of thing. Details on califamedia.works. Oh, and the print shop also has, I don't know why I never thought to put this up in here before. Print shop also has stickers. All right, because Moors are so dang serious. All right, I'm a Gemini with a lot of Aries in my chart. Lots of Aries, right? And too many too much Gemini. No, not a lot of Gemini planets, but too much Gemini. So that results in a reasonable amount of immaturity. But it keeps me young. All right. I'm always like, right? I'm ready to go. Where we going next? Right. And of course, I got stickers go with that. So this is the one I made for the young girls. This is called the Turban Princess sticker set. All right. And you can get this in plain. This is vinyl. Okay. Not no paper. This is vinyl. You can get this in plain. It also comes in holographic and glitter for our little ladies, right? And I think I got to put it in the shop. Do I have an example? I always have some extra. It was in my goodie bag. That's where it was. I also have a version for the little men. But of course, it's in my goodie bag that I can't find. But there's also a boys version. I did not leave them out. And the boys version is fire. That thing took me a long time. So I think that's that. That's it for me for the marketing. Thank you for your indulgence. I appreciate y'all. Support the Moors. That reminds me. Okay, I missed it this past Tuesday, so Allah willing, I'll be doing it this upcoming Tuesday, the chamber chat where we talk about business, because I forgot to mention, oh my goodness, how could I? My latest release, or Califa Media's latest release, because I don't own anything, but I control a lot. Califa Media's latest release, Take Your Places. Okay, yes, I'm going to be beating this drum. Moors need to get their own businesses, because thanks to me putting in my effort and just knowing, I know some Moors say Moors don't support like that. I don't believe that. I'll consider myself delusional in a very good way, because I'm so delusional. I'm about to move. I'm about to get a house in this economy. Can you believe it? But I'm doing it as a Moor because I got some stuff to do, right? So I'm not necessarily buying a house, more than a home office. Look at, I'm in a home office right now. It's just like, no, this ain't gonna work. I need I need a garden, that kind of thing. And I live in a townhouse, so this ain't working for me. So anyway, Tuesday chamber chat this Tuesday, okay? While these people are celebrating their demonic holidays, and other people are protesting it, go you. I know some people are doing it because they can't afford it, but our people who are, this word that they're spreading around, delineating, I would prefer y'all say nationalizing, but hey, as long as you're getting started with something, do that, right? You don't have to make anything up. We have something based in history, but yeah, like I said, I have a whole store based on our stuff. We actually have stuff that's based in events that occurred before 1492, and it's a lot. So to counter Black Friday, what is that? Cyber Monday, Small Business Thursday, whatever they got that everybody's protesting. I'm like, good, do that. But that does not, why do our people have to suffer for that? Right? I'm gonna pin that. Oh, I don't know why that happened. Anyway, why do our people have to suffer for that? I'm of the opinion, yes, I encourage you to, and I support that protest, and instead spending your money with your own people. Okay. So, and as far as the Moors, right, let them get this out their system. And then this Tuesday, I'm announcing it now, but this Tuesday, I'm going to really start launching it type of thing. Actually, this Monday, I'm going to launch it. This Cyber Monday, I'm going to launch Moorish Monday. So if you're a Moor and you have a business, hit me up at certifiedmoorish.org and contact us, or certified, I think it's certified25 at gmail.com. And let me know if you want me to promote you, right? I'm gonna be doing my own thing anyway. I will be glad to be like, yeah, I got books, and if you need some crochet bookmarks, go over here. Yeah, it's so dry, and I don't like using this artificial stuff in the store, so I go to Yamala Naturals and use her salve. I have a jar she gave me last year. This thing is like this big, and I'm still using it. I'm not joking. That's for real. And she makes the best iced tea. See how easy it is to fit people into what you're talking about anyway? And all of this is true. I'm not making any of this up, that kind of thing. So I'm just going to go and announce it now, but I'm launching it this Monday, Moorish Monday, right? Where I'm also inviting the so-called FBAs. Don't call yourself that because that's trademark. You might as well keep calling yourself African American. You really might as well, right? That's trademark. I know a little something about trademarks, okay? I'm on that platform quite a bit. Yes, this is my trademark, my federal trademark for Rise of the Moors. I just happen to have I got to do some filing, so that's why I have it out. I'm not trying to show off. But yeah, it's right there. You can go on the US, what is that? USTPO website and just type it in. What is that? Foundational Black Americans. And Tariq Nasheed owns that. Don't let nobody brand you. Are you his cattle? You brand cattle, right? And it's based in nothing. So, and then there's Solon. I'm not knocking it because at least you're self-determining. And this is actually going into what I'm talking about tonight. You're self-determining, right? It might not be doing it right, especially with that Tariq Nasheed. So Solon, it might be trademarked too, but because of how it's set up, it's like it doesn't, one person can't say they came out with it. I love that, right? But it's like, I'll see y'all after your first war, that kind of thing. You got to go through some stuff to be recognized as a real nation. Or you could become a Moor. Look that up, right? Look at the pictures that we didn't paint of ourselves. These are pictures that the Europeans painted of us. These might have been brutish because we aren't like American, we aren't African, we aren't Asian, we're planetary, that kind of thing. So yes, we were everywhere. So and including in Europe. So if I say European, I mean us. If I mean Caucasians, I say the pale skinned Europeans. But anyway, yeah. So yeah, let me move on. Thank you all for being here. I appreciate y'all. Support them more, right? Support yourself. Oh, I was saying, claim more because it's based on a whole bunch of stuff. Look up, who is it? It's Yale University, the Yale, the university Yale. You can, I think it's called the Avalon Project. You can go on there and search Moorish and see what comes up. Oh, the Moors were the Arabs. Then why aren't they calling themselves Moors? Those people are there right now today. They do not call themselves Moors. They say, I'm descendant of a Moor. You're not a Moor then. I'm saying I'm a Moor. Does that make sense? All right. So anyway, I'm only encouraging y'all. I love that you're doing anything besides Black or Negro colored, something you decided on yourself. But there's an option that has to be respected. And if you claim that your slice of this pie called Earth, I don't know. You got, what is that called? A patch pie? Where it's like, yeah, everybody else they get what? Like pumpkin. And our large slice it's a patch pie with blueberry and strawberry, rhubarb, sweet potato, and it takes up 3/4 of the plate. That's us. Do you understand why people don't? They're combating us, deciding, delineating. You're trying to separate. Everybody has a seat in the UN. Is that not delineation? You ain't got to answer me. I'm just saying. All right, so I'm 28 minutes in. Let me run through this news no more real quick. It's only 3 things. I'm gonna just, because I like the news, right? I'm a Gemini, so I love spreading the news. All right. So no more pro. This is messed up, and I'm just so fascinated on how it's gonna turn out because all of this stuff that Trump is doing, he's acting like his people are going to be there for the rest of time. Your government is falling apart before your eyes, and your solution is to make the people who support you even more upset every single day. So then there's this part. You think that none of this is going to be a reason to get rid of you so they can get rid of what you're putting in place, that thing. All right. So no more pro. Late November 2025, the U.S. Department of Education finalized new regulations under the One Beautiful Bill Act that narrowed which graduate level programs qualify as professional degrees. Okay. Under the new definition, only a small group of fields retain professional status and access to higher loan limits. These fields include, these are the ones that still get to keep these higher loan limits: medicine, dentistry, law, pharmacy, veterinary medicine, optometry, osteopathic medicine, podiatry, chiropractic, theology. Really? Oh, let me circle that. Theology. They don't, theology isn't just Christianity. I'm just saying, if there is a big fat hole in the shelf where Islamism is supposed to be. Islamism is a recognized study. Good luck finding a book on it though, in English, right? I'm just saying, and that's a professional degree, talking to myself. And recently added clinical psychology. Excluded from the professional list are several fields that previously had been considered part of the broader landscape of graduate and technical training. Among those newly demoted are nursing and advanced nursing related programs like RNs. Oh my goodness. When I heard nurse practitioners, I'm like, all these women, usually women have to do is take a test and they're a doctor. And you're saying they're not professionals, right? Engineering related graduate programs. How did engineering get caught up? Engineering? Is it having a higher degree in engineering isn't considered professional? Like aerospace engineer? So what? Really? That one really shocked me. Engineering isn't considered professional anymore. The higher degrees, okay? Social work. Oh no. Okay. So I asked ChatGPT to give me the latest list because I keep seeing different lists. This is an update because I asked a few minutes ago, just because it keeps updating. Social work, architecture, accounting, education, and certain public health fields. Architecture. Are you sure you do not want to consider the people that make sure you don't fall through the floor? You don't want a professional? Oh, and I had an architecture student. He was undergrad as a roommate. That is not a cheap degree as an undergrad. I can't imagine what it must cost to do it as a master. And they got to get a master. It's like required. Um, that's probably why they're doing it, because it costs too much. They don't want to spend that money on it. I don't know. I can't imagine. Why would you not consider that professional? It must have something to do with the money. All right. So as a result, students enrolling in these excluded degree programs will now face stricter federal borrowing limits, a maximum of $20,500 per year and a lifetime cap of $100,000. Engineering, that's probably going to be like a year, depending on what you're going in. That is a very expensive degree, but it's for reasons, because you're gonna be able to pay for it. All right. So does it keep going? Oh, okay. Okay. Okay, so they have a lifetime cap of $100,000 rather than the higher caps reserved for professional degree students. Yep, it's about the money. Critics warn the reclassification may deter students from entering critical fields such as healthcare, engineering, and social services due to increased financial burden. Universities and professional associations have expressed concern over potential workforce shortages in sectors that depend on advanced training. So how is this going to work? Because I'm over here, my wheels are spinning like, so you said we're not going to help you to become a better architect, which I'm thinking, okay, considering this is the land of invasion, you're just going to bring people from you're going to do a brain drain and bring people from other countries. But at the same time, y'all trying to get rid of the H-1B visa. So you don't, anyway, moving on. Next, Somali fraud. Y'all know about this one. I swear, this country, this land is the Garden of Eden. We were supposed to be here just spending the day reveling in the glory of the Most High. Because look at this place, right? I don't know if I've told y'all before. My mother is from Mississippi, so is my father. She hates fruit. She hates it, all fruit, like especially, what does she say? Blackberries, raspberries, strawberries, and watermelon. Hates it. Because when she was growing up, it was just everywhere. She's just sick of it. Just watermelon, all these raspberry. We just throw this stuff at each other because it was just everywhere. We were just sick of it. All that free food, huh? Right? She's like, yeah, and that's just what's growing on the road. Don't be going in the fields. The Caribbeans know about this, right? What is your breakfast like, depending on where you live? If you know, if you live in the countryside, what's your breakfast like? You go outside and pick something, correct? So this is the Garden of Eden. And I swear the only people that are coming over here are the scum of the earth. Give me your tired, your poor, your scammers. All right. Somali fraud. Recent reporting in November 2025 has renewed national attention on a series of financial fraud investigations involving portions of Minnesota's Somali American community. State and federal prosecutors have been pursuing multiple cases tied to welfare, child care, disability, housing. They have been pursuing multiple cases tied to welfare, child care, disability, housing, and autism services programs, alleging that some individuals created shell companies, falsified invoices, and inflated claims to siphon off millions in public funds. So they figured out how to do all this when they hit the ground. They hit the ground running, scamming, but can't figure out how to fix their homelands. Several defendants charged in these cases are Somali Americans, although community leaders stress that the wrongdoing represents a small fraction of the population. I wonder how much of that money got donated to help them get that new mayor they got. How much of that money got donated to keep Ilhan Omar in office? That's fraud. Fraud is I don't know what, right? And then one of the dudes was on TV bragging. They got him on the news because this happened before. He bragging because he had just bought the building that his store was in. Turns out he used part of this stolen money to get it, so now he's about to lose it to forfeiture. And he was on the news bragging, yeah, they ain't gonna never be able to get me out of here. This is mine. This is mine. I'll stay here 30 years or more. That's why you remain humble, right? Don't say what you're gonna do because Allah might show you something else. But you go ahead and test it. I'm at the ripe old age where it's like, I'll be good. All right, there's a reason why you see elders, older people, they just be sitting there like something happened, right? There's a reason. So anyway, continuing on, one of the more serious allegations centers on money transferred overseas through informal hawala networks. According to some investigative reports, a portion of the fraud proceeds may have reached Al-Shabaab, the Somalia-based militant group. These claims remain under review, and some journalists and analysts argue that the evidence is inconclusive due to the complexity of remittance systems and the lack of direct tracing capability. Let's see, these criminals are over here, and y'all accusing them of working with criminals over there. But some people are saying that there's no connection between these two groups of criminals. Okay, sure. No connection. Anyway, the political fallout escalated quickly. Good. On November 22nd, 2025, Donald Trump announced he would terminate temporary protective status, TPS, for Somali immigrants, calling Minnesota a hub of money laundering and misdirected welfare dollars. Where's the lie? Local officials, civil rights advocates, and Somali American community leaders condemned the move, saying that isolated criminal cases should not be used to stigmatize an entire community or undermine long-standing humanitarian protections. That was so funny. One of them got up there talking about this ain't how Americans act. You're not American. You don't get to say that. I was born here. You're not American. You just said you're Somali. You're not American. I was born here. That's not fine. I'm gonna go to Somalia and I'm gonna have a baby. My baby's Somali. No. You know, you need a light bulb head. Full offense. Anyway, investigations are ongoing and more charges are expected as prosecutors analyze financial records, nonprofit structures, and remittance patterns. Community organizations in Minnesota are simultaneously urging for fair reporting, due process protections, and a clear distinction between criminal conduct by individuals and broad Somali American population that has contributed significantly to the state's cultural and economic life. No, I've been to Minneapolis. Y'all contributed to yourself. All right. Very, 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 I won't say xenophobic, but very cloistered. All right, I'll put it like that. And plus, I've been around, I've been to Minneapolis, and I'm like, oh, y'all just like the ones I grew up with in Chicago. Because they're Muslims. Most of them are Muslims. Guess what I grew up as? Okay. So yeah, I've been around these people. So, and I don't have a very high opinion of them. I don't have a high opinion of anybody who ran. All right. I just think about the civil, my tangent, and I'm gonna get to Afghani gone, and then I'm gonna be gone. How my father told me once, because he was in the Marines. He told me they sent him all over the place before they sent him to Vietnam, and he was such a good Marine. If you wonder why I'm so militant, that they were like, "Yeah, son, you need to make this a career. You can go wherever you want." And he was like, "Yeah, I'm good on that. Just give me my stuff, my money, and I'm out because I'm getting ready to go to back to South America." Because he was doing something in South America. I never found out what it was or where he was. But he said going back, and I just was like, the way he said it, I'm just like, some things I don't need to know. So, but he was just like, "No, I got too much work to do here." This was in 1970. What was this? I want to say 4 or 5, right? This is like during the era of, what is that? Black Panthers, where they were actually fighting the police in the streets. It wasn't no more marching. This is when they were fighting back, right? They were still lynching us, bombing stuff, all that stuff, right? Watts riot, all that. He was thinking about running, but I guess my father wasn't a coward. He knew he had something to do here. Thank goodness he stayed. Fast forward 2 years, me and my sister showed up because we were twins, so we showed up at the same time. So that's how you get stuff done. Happy holy day to all of y'all too. 1968, 75. What's that? No, that's when he was over there. Because I think the war started. I think he went over there in 72. So 3 years. So yeah, he came back in like 75. And he was supposed to re-enlist, but he's about to be like, "No, I'm out. I can't do this no more." And then he was just like, "Forget that. I could run, or I could fight." And his version of fighting was joining the NOI. I think it worked out. Anyway, Afghani gone. Okay, this is what happens when you're a filthy traitor and a runner. In late November 2025, the U.S. government moved to end protections for Afghan nationals, revoking earlier safeguards. On May 12, 2025, Department of Homeland Security, DHS, announced the termination of temporary protective status for Afghanistan effective July 14th. Whoa. What? Wait, what? Oh, I think I remember hearing about that. This must be that. Oh boy, they said they had 60 days to like overturn it. I guess it didn't work. As a result, thousands of Afghans who had been allowed to stay and work legally now face the risk of deportation. After a recent shooting, I see what's going on. Then, after a recent shooting in the U.S. Capitol involving an Afghan national, the government announced an indefinite pause on all immigration applications from Afghanistan. The event even triggered a broader review of asylum and refugee status granted under prior administrations, with officials citing national security concerns and alleged vetting failures. The administration's rationale centers on a claim that the conditions in Afghanistan have improved, removing the justification for temporary protections. You know the people that are over here, right? These are like the folks that were doing the interpretations, saying that's him over there. Oh, that basically they're the Afghani versions of the Vietnamese that came over here in the 70s. Those were traitors too, right? They were helping, G.I. Joe betray their own people. I'm just saying. This place is a cesspool, considering what it's supposed to be. And look what's over here. Traitors, thieves, liars. This is like the worst, but I guess it's kind of cool because it's helping the rest of the world. We like a filth sponge. It really is. Oh, you in trouble? Just run to the U.S. Oh my goodness. Wow. Man, oh man, oh man. Anyway. Okay. So critics counter that revoking protections and suspending immigration ignores the ongoing dangers many Afghans face under Taliban rule. That's what you get. They warn They warned the policy abandons vulnerable people, including the allies of the United States government, and undermines trust in U.S. commitments. Efforts to deport or cut protections for Afghan nationals have sparked fear and uncertainty across affected communities, many of whom worry about safety, family separation, and loss of legal status. That's too bad. I guess you should have thought of something else. And my thing is, you don't have to go back to Afghanistan. Who said you got to go back to Afghanistan? Dude has just said he's deporting you. Who said you got to go back to Afghanistan? So people making excuses. That's what I'm hearing, right? So anyway, do I want to call? Yes, Gospel Plow. I don't want to keep y'all too long. I'm going to try to run through this real quick because it's kind of silly, but it's something to fortify the Moors. Just a little bit of advice if you want it. If you don't, just leave it there. Don't accept it. All right. Because I'm not one of these people like this guy who imposes themselves on people that didn't ask them to do that. The best advice is that which was asked for. Okay. So I posted a video. All right. It's silly. That's why I said I'm not going to keep belabor this too long. Just something I want the other Moors to keep out a lookout for. I posted a video. You might have seen it, where I went in on this African girl. You know, she looks like a girl. She looks like a girl to me. She's encouraging so-called Black men to marry African women so that they can take the so-called Black women's place to help the Black men fix the community. And I just was like, have you seen your community? But you can do a better job. You couldn't do no good job over there, but you can do a better job over here. You can't cook in your kitchen, but you can cook just fine. You can cook. You Martha Stewart in my kitchen. Really? All right. And so this guy, he kept calling me his sister. I'm like, dude, you are not my brother. I do not claim people that obviously are not thinking, and then gave me more details. It's like, no, you are not my brother at all. All right. Even the prophet said, not every Moor is my brother. That's what the prophet said. Don't you know that? No, you don't know that. And I'll get into why later. So anyway, I just was like, yeah, brothers, watch out because these women are coming after y'all. The men ain't coming after us. Only reason I can see that as a woman, right? As a woman, there's somebody on the inside. They coming after y'all because they think you stupid. All right. But hey, do what you gonna do. Make sure you bring your own condoms, though. I'm just saying, poke, 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 right? So don't be stupid. And so this guy told me, those people look like us. You should be trying to unify. And you got an African flag behind you. Okay, no problem. Maybe you just don't know. I'm well aware. You know, I have a degree in elementary education. And when I get responses like that, I go into my focus was fourth grade. I treat you like a 10-year-old. I'm not going to make fun of you or curse you out or all that stuff. No, I'm going to treat you like a 10-year-old, right? I don't know you. So, oh, no. That's not our flag. Oh, that's my flag. You're thinking of the one that has the black in it. This one doesn't have black in it in the star. There's two of them, right? Just like how France and Italy got a lot of countries got red, white, and blue in their flag. Are those the same flag? No, they're not, right? Anyway, I'm not gonna belabor it. I have a whole breakdown. I really do on califamedia.com/who are the Moors. It breaks it down. Go look at that. Take your time, right? And again, this ain't an African flag. And so he kept coming back to me, and I'm like, okay, now I'm going to treat you like an adult. And I don't like belaboring things. People say you're a little too harsh, you're a little too blunt. No, I'm a little too busy. So I'm not trying to discuss, I'm trying to shut it down because I got stuff to do, right? So harsh. Another response, harsh, right? And then I'm like, I don't have time for this, and you messing up my stuff. I'm just not going to respond anymore. So he takes it upon himself to make a stitch using my video. Like, oh, wow, that's the first time somebody used my video to respond to me. And he basically starts saying, I'm doing this because you won't talk to me. Stalker. Anyway, I'm like, wow, that's a great way to get me to talk to you. Not the way you think I'm going to talk to you, though. So I'm just listening to it. And I'm just like, wow, you know how you listen to people? It's just like my head. Oh, God, he's so stupid. Oh, one of those. And this is like 2 minutes in. And dude said, yeah, my last name is Bay. Bay ain't a last name. It's a title. That's why it's not Noble Ali. It's Noble Drew Ali. Okay, because Bay is a title, not a name. And I was at Gibbons L's temple. Really? Okay, so now it's clearer. A lot just became clear. I just stopped it right there, right? And I'm like, so much became clear right there. So you don't know what you're talking about. You just told me this is an African flag. And I'm like, you just don't know who the Moors are. And now you're saying you grew up in a temple or you came out of a temple. But I understand why, he didn't know no better because I responded like, dude, you came out of a zombie temple because you came out of a temple. You were being taught by somebody who claimed as a fully grown man. This is John Gibbons L. All right, full offense. No respect for this guy. You claim as a fully grown man after our prophet passed, he jumped into your body. Don't be reborn as a fresh new baby. No, I'm gonna possess my chauffeur. I'm not gonna possess who? Rockefeller, right? I'm not gonna possess the president of the United States. I'm gonna possess my chauffeur. I'm talking to one of his students. Oh, and he's no longer an adherent because he was a backslider. That's where the title of this came from. He had the gospel plow and became a backsliding naysayer. And I'm just like, you know what? I could respond. I guess this is my response, but I'm not going to dignify you with that because you're a backslider. My people are from the South. Okay. Backslider is like, oh, it leaves like you hear it and you can smell it. That's how it was conveyed when I was growing up. And it's not a very good smell, like rancid, muddy water, that kind of thing. So you're sitting here as somebody who knows or was taught about what Moorish science is. And now you're saying, no, that belongs to some Arabs. Okay. So yeah, now we got it coming from the inside. The problem is on the inside of the house too. It was, oh look, here go these Africans telling us our grandmothers are liars. You really from Africa? You're not from America because I say you're from Africa, right? Let me take your place. So anyway, we got that going on. Then they finding all these accounts that's attacking us that's from Russia. Got that going on, and now we got somebody who claims to have come out the temple, left the temple for whatever reason, right? And it's trying to tell me that what the temple teaches is incorrect. You're not in the temple. I'm not in a temple either. But I know better than to be telling people who are in the temple that's not my job. Unless you ask me to make that my job. Because that's called respect. All right. So Moors, I just want to encourage y'all. I don't know about start snapping on people more than just become more bougie, right? We really do need to act the way the people who have our stuff act. You got to remember this old money. They've been holding your space since 1619, building that up. So they have a certain level of expectation and a certain level of socialization. All right. People who are trying to tell you who you are, they are doing that because they don't know who they are, or they're afraid of you finding out who you are, because then that means they got to go home. Proud nation of immigrants. It's got to belong to somebody, right? Who's the only group of people that doesn't have a seat at the UN? There's only one. They don't. Okay, I won't say they don't have a seat at the UN. The only group of people that aren't recognized by another nation. Not that I need your recognition. I'm gonna go ahead and say the UN, right? Because North Korea, South Korea, Korea. How about that? I respect the fact that those are two separate governments, but the Korean people in general, because those people are Korean. All right. That's like saying I'm in Indiana, that Moore is in Illinois, but we're not Moors because we're in two different states. No, those are all Koreans. So yes, the Koreans are represented. So yes, who's the only group of people that is not represented in the UN? Not like that. All right. You can't say Native Americans because their contract to be federally recognized they surrendered that right, that kind of thing. They can be on an indigenous council, but they can't have a seat in the general council. So there's only one group, right? And then that's something how everybody's gathered here. And there's only one group of people that doesn't have a seat in that house. And if you can say, oh, my people do, start packing. I think that's enough. That's almost an hour. That's my longest show. Yeah, don't let nobody tell you who you are. You know, you define you. It's called self-determination. I'll call myself a green Martian gorilla if I want to. Whose business is that? Whose problem is that except my own? If you don't like it, don't look. Or be prepared for a deserved response. And with that, thank you, Moors. I appreciate your time. Support them more, right? You waiting on your book? Thank you. I appreciate that. Appreciate that. And yes, I will be sending goodies. I'm warming up my Cricut right now and about to send out stickers and all that stuff. You want a magnet? Who is that? They call me Easy. If they call me Easy, say you want a magnet, I'm gonna put a magnet for your book. I don't know what your book is, but I'm guessing you ordered everybody who orders after today or whatever. I'm gonna send you a magnet. All right. So yeah, table's getting flipped. Yeah. Because this is the temple. Think about it. They make you pay for everything. Somebody was like, yeah, we got to pay for water. In a minute, they're going to be making us pay for air. They are making us pay for air, right? When I lived in LA, this was years ago. I'm sure it's worse now. I was so fortunate as to live by the beach. I lived like 5 blocks from the beach. It was great. I lived in Redondo Beach. Trading my brain for a room in an apartment down the street from Redondo Beach. Yes, it was heaven. So yeah, that's why you should work for yourself. And I joined a temple while I was there. And I met another couple who lived up the street in Rancho Palo Verde. I'm like, dang, y'all live up there and it's inexpensive, cost an arm and a leg. But we had to because our daughter has severe asthma. And her doctor, I think if I remember it correctly, her doctor is over here. I think, where were they? Hermosa Beach, over here. And her breathing it was like hard to diagnose her because she would immediately start breathing better when we got over here. So the doctor's recommendation was to move over here. Is that not paying for fresh air? So yes, we have arrived. But Allah is the greatest, right? And Allah has a plan. And it's going to be solved in a conflict that can't be told in words. So grab your tea, grab your popcorn, and just relax, right? Because I'm going to end with this. I look at history, right, that has been written in allegory. I actually do think the Bible was written based on some stuff that actually happened. Not that that's like the exact events as they occur type of thing, right? Like Jesus might not have been one person type of thing. But anyway, I don't even remember what I was saying. I guess it don't matter. Thank you, Morris. I appreciate y'all. I know I'll remember as soon as I get up off this thing. All right. Peace, Morris. Take it easy. Don't let nobody tell you who you are. You define who you are. And you can employ that. My favorite hadith. My favorite hadith. If someone, I hope I'm getting it right. If someone attacks you, flee from them. If you cannot flee from them, I love this part. Turn around and drop the whole world on them. Take heads. All right. Yeah. And with that, thank you, Moors. I'll see y'all later Tuesday to discuss getting more into this business thing and getting organized. Maybe that our biggest issue is organization. Okay. These people do not outthink us. They do not outgun us. They out-organize us. Getting together to celebrate our holiday, the upcoming Prophets Day, and maybe join in on this this orgy of consumerism by instituting the first Moorish Monday. Not this upcoming Monday, but the Monday following that. So this upcoming Monday is December 1st, and the one after that, I'm going to guess it's the 8th. So December 8th. Okay, so 12/8. All right, and we'll be discussing that Tuesday, same time, same place, Allah willing. And with that, I'm done. I'm about to go get some popcorn, sit down and watch a movie. Check out everything, make your meetings, all that good stuff. And with that, I'll see y'all next time. And bye-bye, y'all. You're going to have to might be looking at me for a minute because I got to figure out how to turn all this stuff off. I'm going to end this. Peace. I'm going to end